Thank you very much for your time this morning, Busi. And it's a very important campaign to get young people vaccinated. Of course, it's just something that you've launched, but has there been an appetite for it from the young people?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Definitely, I think young people have felt a little bit unheard by the government, by the health system. So I think the Ke Ready campaign to engage young people, in their issues and what they want is definitely helping to increase their vaccination uptake. Especially more importantly, young people more than anything are looking for opportunities for work, opportunities for study. And this campaign is sort of letting them know that vaccination is their gateway to opening things up for themselves.
No, absolutely. And of course, we are dealing with young people in this instance. So what kind of platforms are you pushing this Ke Ready vaccination drive on?
So we're currently on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And on those platforms, we are essentially discussing the myths around the vaccine. We're showing young people who've already got vaccinated and sort of how that's opened up life for them. And then also it's young doctors like myself will be there discussing any sort of COVID vaccination related issues that face young people, because we've actually seen, according to research, that a lot of the young people are not actually staunch anti-vaxxers. Really, the thing that is prohibiting them from receiving the vaccine is really access, not having time, not having transport, not having money. So those type of things can really be easily solved, and the conversations that we're having on these platforms is helping to solve those problems.
Yeah, and a really big one, which you've just alluded to in your previous answer, is the misconceptions around vaccination and vaccine hesitancy. I mean, you would have seen in the news cycle over the past week, students at UJ, for example, are protesting against vaccination mandates. And this is something that you need to be able to cut through.
Definitely. There are all sorts of myths that are circulating on the internet, on social media platforms, on WhatsApp chat groups. And just like you said with the UJ protest, I think the Ke Ready campaign is an absolutely critical platform where we can all sit down and exchange ideas so that, as young people, we can reach understanding about COVID, about the vaccine, what it will mean, especially with things opening up. So definitely, I think the campaign is a tool for young people to educate themselves and empower themselves around the vaccine and how sort of the national policy moving forward is going to affect them.
No. So what are you communicating in terms of access to the vaccination sites? Are there mobile vaccination sites that are happening? Do people have to go to certain spaces? Do they get Uber vouchers, for example, like we saw with the Vuma campaign? How exactly are we incentivizing people to go out and get the jab, or to let the jab come to them?
Definitely. We're having a drive to bring the vaccine sites closer to people in their communities, which will help bring uptake. And then to incentivize the young people, we actually have a hashtag Ke Ready to Flex challenge running on our social media, where young people can post their creative talents, whether it's singing, acting, dancing, with a positive COVID message, and they stand a chance to win up to 100,000 Rand in prizes. So definitely for young people, join the conversation and you can stand a chance to win big.
Absolutely, winning big for getting the jab. That's a pretty decent incentive, I would say, Doc. But let's have a conversation about the debate that's going on now around wearing masks, using sanitizers, and it's a decent debate to be having at this stage, given that we are having a vaccination drive currently happening. But just to remind the youth that if you get your jab, you get back to some kind of normality.
Definitely. This whole COVID process has been so dynamic from the first lockdown in 2020. And as we've seen from the minister's briefing, that things are going to start easing up, more things are going to open up, and the opportunities really are going to be for the people who are vaccinated. And also with this sort of lifting of restrictions, those who are unvaccinated are really going to be putting themselves at risk of contracting COVID, of severe disease and hospitalization. So it's really time for young people to get on board, because the world is opening up again, and they shouldn't be left behind.
Absolutely. Dr. Busi, thank you very much this morning for joining us. That is Dr. Busi Kabane, who is part of the Ke Ready Vaccination Campaign, encouraging young people to get vaccinated. And guess what? They may get a chance to win 100,000 Rand just for getting the jab.